into you, and again I've designed a brand new treat box card. I have designed the box to go with it this time. So it's got this lovely box. Let me pull it out, and inside I have got this type of card. There we go. I can't remember what they call that, but on the end of it is a treat box which contains 3 Ferrero Rochers. So the Ferrero Rochers there. Okay, so I hope you like my brand new design. So of course it will stand up like that. So you've got a couple of sentiments on it, detail on here. And then the back I've done with DSP as well to make extra special. Done a verse there, and that was where you'd write. So and then just folds flat like that, goes in my beautiful box. So it goes like that, and then my acetate lid fits inside. So I'll not mess with that now, it fits in fine. I'll just go on straight away to make it. So just let me pull in my bits and bobs. I just need to move these out of the way very carefully, as I don't want to be losing any of my bits. Just sorry about this. Just move those there. Okay, I just can't lose any of them, so that might be something that, right, I need my trimmer now. Okay, so we're going to start off with a piece of A4 which measures 11 3/4 by 8 1/4. So that's what we're starting off with. Okay, there's my box ones, and here we go for my template. So I'm going to put it in on the 11 3/4 side, and I'm going to score that at, just bring these up, score that at, let me see if I've wrote them on the other side or have I chopped them off. Yeah, there we go. Score it at 1/2 inch. Sorry about that. Got to see on my template where I've done it. I've wrote all over the template as I created it. So I'm very thrilled with the last one that I did. That was held a chocolate box, and that was a stepper card, that one. And Scrimping Mummy loved it so much she made it. Ice Gem loved it so much she made it. So let's see what they'll think of this one now. Right, so I've scored it at 1/2 inch. Then we want to score it at 1 5/8. So 1 5/8. 1 5/8. Just make sure you get those accurate in your trimmer. Then 2 3/4. I'm using shaded spruce, and this is going to be, instead of it being a female card, this is going to be a male card. So 3 7/8. So a male treat box card. You don't often get those, do you? So well, I've not seen them at all. Okay, so that's 3 7/8, and then we want 6 11/16. So that's 6, and if you go to 6 3/4, pull it back 1, and you score at that. That looks, so look, what's that? That doesn't look quite right. That's not quite right. Scrap that. I'm just going to check again on my, sorry, you need, ignore that one. It's when we're scoring on the other one. apologies for that. So let me just run through the ones on this one and make sure we've got it right. So it was 1/2 inch, then it's 1 3/4, then it's I'm looking at the wrong paper, turned it over, haven't I? Sorry about this, I've wrote all over it. I should have rewrote it out. Huge apologies. I'll go back again. So that's 1/2 inch, 1 5/8, 2 3/4, 3 7/8. So that's what you want to start with. Then we're going to turn it so that the scoring is up at the top, and we are going to place it in at 1/2 inch. So we're going to place it in at 1/2 inch. Now I want you to score in at 1/2 inch. I only want you to score down to this score line. Let me move it over. So you're only scoring down to 1 2 3. It's the 4th score line. So you're putting it at 1/2 inch and you're going to score at the top. So I'm quite excited because it's a new design. So there we go. So putting it in 1/2 inch and it's only going down to the 4th score line. Okay. And then we're going to put it in at 1 5/8. So that's going to go to 1 5/8. And we're only going to score down to the 4th score line. So the 4th score line. Now I held my blade at the bottom because what you need to do is bring up your, let me make sure that's absolutely straight. Let me just redo that one. I think it moved. So down to the 4th score line. Oh, so down to the 4th score line. Then you're going to bring your trimmer blade and cut it up to that. It then becomes the 1st score line. Okay. So now I'm going to turn it around and I'll try and move I'm working in very small space again. Okay, I'm bringing it up. Let's see if I can get it that little bit further up. Right, so again, so I'm putting that now, the score, the one we've just cut is on your right hand side. I'm putting it back in my trimmer on that 8 1/4 side, and you're going to again score at 1/2 inch, but this time we have got to change to making sure we've got our score. So I'm going to move my blades around. So I'm putting my blade at the top and my scoring blade is going to be at the bottom now. So I'm going to put that in at 1/2 inch, and that's going to be going up to that 4th score line. So you're coming up to that 4th score line. I'm struggling now with the light to see where my score line is. I just can make it out now. There we go. So that's 1/2 inch to that 4th score line. Then you're going to move it along again to 1 5/8. So that's 1 5/8. So move it along to 1 5/8. And we're going to bring the scoring blade up to that 4th score line, and then we're going to make sure we're holding it in place, and you're going to bring, oh, I didn't need that out, did I? Let's bring it down now. We're going to bring that, make sure it's absolutely in there, and we're going to bring the blade down to what becomes then the 1st score line that you're hitting. Okay. so your 4th score line. So you'll end up with 2 pieces like this. Okay, so let's just move that out of the way a minute, and we'll bring it in the scissors. So I've got a template. So if we put the template there, I have got to come in and cut. So you've got the narrow end facing you, and I'm just going to cut in. So you've got 1 score line there, so it's the 2nd score line, but I'm cutting at an angle just to give it that notch. So again, I'm doing the same on the other side, and then we're going to cut these 2 off. Let me just make sure that's right. Yeah, we're cutting these 2 off, so I'm just going to cut up there, and that will cut that off. Okay, and again I'm going to cut up to cut it off. So we're ending up with a tab there, and then I'm just going to turn my template sideways so you can see that I've done that bit. I'm then going to cut down each of these. So let's cut down the first one and get rid of this flappy bit. Now, why I like to do it on my trimmer, you might not want to do it on your trimmer, you might want to cut it with scissors, but I like to get an absolute straight edge, and I cannot do that with scissors. So you're very clever if you can get an absolute straight edge with scissors, because I can't. So I always rely on my trimmer. So I'm cutting up each of those score lines, and then I'm going to bend the the second one in, and I'm going to bring back in my trimmer. So I'll bring back in my trimmer, and I'm just going to place it at 1 inch. So these tabs that stick out, I'm going to place in at 1 inch. Again, you could cut these off with your scissors, but I am giving this as obviously a gift, and I want it to be as professional as possible and as straight as possible. So I am making sure that if I use my trimmer to do this, then I'm getting a straight edge on these 2. So those 2 tabs are like that. Let's get rid of those. Right, and then we're going to repeat that. So let's put that center one up. We're going to repeat that on the second side now. So I'm going to get rid of this flap here, put down straight there, and then cut up these score lines. So that's 1 score line cut up, 2. So I'm cutting through the bottom. Can you see that bottom narrow score line? And I'm going up to that second one. Okay. Then I'm going to move the middle one out of my way, bring back my trimmer. This time I'm going to put it on this side, and I'm going to put the end tab there. It's going at 1 inch. So just cut those off. There we go. Let's just get rid of those. Okay. So now I'm going to bring these out. I'm going to bring in this time I'm going to fold the tabs out of the way, and I'm going to corner round these. So just putting it in, corner round it, and corner round it. So I've got 2. Why did that not round it so much? I don't know. Got it stuck in properly. No, I haven't. Okay, move the 2 tabs out of the way, bring that, and then I'm going to corner round it and corner round it. Okay, so those 2 tabs are corner round. Now with these other tabs, I'm going to, you can save that, and because I haven't done any scoring down there, there's some nice card to be able to do something with at a later date. I'm just going to very, very fractionally mitre these. So just take those little bits off. So I'm not going to do it too much. There. And again on this one. Mitre there. And then mitre there. Turn it round. Do the same at the other side. Okay. There we go. Right, now before I do any creasing or anything, I'm going to concentrate on making this other part of the card now. So we've got a nice straight edge, and again, because I've cut this with my trimmer, I have got a absolute straight edge to stick in there. So what I'm going to do is put that, and I must change taking my blade off for the moment so I don't cut this up. Right, now what I want to do is put it in this side. So this is the long side. You've got that as your box part there. This is coming to 1 3/4. So I'm going to place that in my trimmer at 1 3/4 and then score it. Okay, so 1 3/4, that's going to be scored. Then I'm going to move it along to 3 3/8, and then I'm going to again score it. Then I'm putting it in at 5 inch, so put it in at 5 inch and then score it. And then I'm going to take it to 6 11/16. So this is where I was getting confused, because I was getting too excited and getting ahead of the steps. So put it in at 6 3/4. So you've got it in at 6 3/4, and just pull it back that one mark. Okay, and then score. There we go. And that's why I was trying to do that score before on the wrong side. So now I've got it right. So now I'm going to put back in my blade, and we're going to turn it to the narrow end, which just measures about 5 inches. Okay, now we're going to put it in at let me find where I've placed it. Oh, it's 1 inch anyway, so I don't need my my instructions. I can remember how I designed it. Right, so putting it in at 1 inch. Now you have got these two score lines, so if you can see, it's the first score line, then there's another score line, and one more score line. So we're going to cut between these two score lines. So we're going to place it at 1 inch, and I'm using this side of my trimmer for this. So I'm placing it at 1 inch, making sure it's all level, and the flaps are getting in the way, making sure that that is at 1 inch. So just take your time, making sure it's absolutely right. You're going to then put your blade on that first score line. My blade's spun up a bit. That's it, it's in properly now. So I'm just gonna go over the top, and that is then at that first score line. I am then cutting through the next score line and then stopping at the third score line. So use your mark on your blade to stop. So there's your mark on your blade, so make sure that stops your score line. I'm then going to move it to this side with the 1 inch, and I'm going to repeat that. So making sure that I've got it on the 1 inch, and I'm getting my blade on that first score line. So I'm getting it on the first score line, and I'm happy it's there. I'll come it down, and then cut through that other score line going down to the third score line. Okay, and then lift it up. So you should have something like that. Okay, let's now move our trimmer out of the way, and I have my bone folder right. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the narrow end and we're going to fold this up. Now make sure that it lines up with either side, and then we're going to burnish it. I'm then going to push the next score line, the outer side, your narrow side down, again at the other side, and the other I'm going to just gently pinch up. So that one's going to go down, they're going to come up. Okay, I'm not going to worry too much about those at the minute, leave those there. And then so that's one score line, two score line. The third one I'm going to bend forward, and again I will make sure that that is level. So I'm making sure that that's level, and then oops, yeah, scoring. There we go, scoring. And then I'm going to, the next one, we're going to score backwards. And again, make sure that it is true to your card and put those there. So now we've got that going off. I can now push my card so it will bend then, and make sure that it's true. And then I can re-go over these creases now, pop it inside, go over those there, and come back on the outside, go over there. Okay, so this gives our card mechanism, whatever it's called, that look. Okay, now we're going to fold the box part. So I'm going to bring up the tab to go forward, and then make sure again that they're true, bringing those up, and just keep bringing those up, making sure it stays true. And then the last one I'm going to bring up, there we go, and then we'll bend these forward, crease them, and the tab creased, and the one at the bottom creased and creased. Now, and then bend these to up to crease, and bend these two up to crease. There we go. So now we're going to bring this round so that it's going to make the box shape. So what we're going to do is flatten your card back, and then we're going to take the tab and put it so that it goes up. So that's, just fold your tab over, and then you've got your two box, so it's the two folds up, and then you'll have two on the back like that. So I'm now going to glue that down. So normally I'll use a bit of red liner tape, but not got it out, so I'm just going to do that. So I'm going to bring this up, pop it down there. There we go. So when that comes up, that will be a box part there, and we'll have just got that crease to move that about. So I'm just going to leave that flat, and we'll start to decorate. So while that's adhering there, we'll move on to decorate. So what I've got is a piece, and I think this is right, card layer. Let me just check, because I have two, and the biggest one goes here. So let me just move my templates. I've put all my sizes hopefully 1.5, is that 1.5? Yeah, and that's 1 5/8. Right, so the first one, and I'll double check with my ruler as I'm doing it. So I'm doing a card layer and a DSP layer. So my first one is 1 5/8 by 4 and 11/16. So your card often is not absolutely true. So if you're cutting it, it would be better sizes, because I have found that it was slightly under the last card that I made, and now this looks as though it's absolutely true and it's come to that 5 inches. But we're going with this because I've cut all the pieces. So if you actually wait to cut your card after you've made this piece, wait to cut your card, because that could have done with being a 16th less. So that would actually work out at 4 and 7/8, because this is absolutely true to 5 inches, whereas the other card that I made, it was a 16th under 5 inches, so it was 4. I needed that under, so this has not worked out that time. Right, so the DSP that I need to go on that is 4 and 11/16 by 1 5/16. So and my card was 4 and 15/16 by 1 9/16. So that's this piece. So I'm going to do it bit by bit. This is some old designer. In fact, when I became a demonstrator, I joined in celebration time, and there was a fantastic offer when I joined, and it had samples of the DSP, and so we got quite a few DSP, all in 6x6, and this was from the, I think, country collection. Right, the next bit I'm going to put on is, there we go, come on, where you gone? Oh, the top pieces. I'm just going to tell him, yeah, I put them all on and I've managed to knock it off. So this is 7/8 by 1.5 inches, and you want 4 of these, so we're going to place the 4 all going there. So place that at the top, and making sure you've got equal increments. So shade of spruce goes quite well with the Night of Navy, so I'm putting Night of Navy on top. So as I say, this is a male card that I'm making. So I showed you the female card at the beginning, and now this is the male card. Right, let's put those there. So we got a trimmer as well, a small trimmer, and it's fantastic. I don't know whether they did allow some people to buy them for a very short time, but it's a Stay Sharp one, and if ever I make a mess of the edge of the card, I just nip it in there and it just will straighten it for me. But it was a great one. Okay, so there we go. And then the DSP to go on top of that, I've done it 1 1/4 by 5/8. So that's 1 1/4. Oh, it's here, 1 1/4. So the card measured 1 1/2 by 7/8, all these 4, and then the DSP is 1 1/4 by 5/8, and again you need 4 of those. So I shall actually do a long line of these as I'm finding them. So if you've got directional DSP, just be mindful when you're doing it. It's a great way of using up scraps as well, this is. So I didn't have much of this paper. I can't remember how many they gave us of each one, but I have managed to get it out because I've got very little of it left, so I managed to get it out in this one. So the back side of it I've used as my contrast as well, which will go in the centre. Now, as I say, this one, I haven't got any Ferrero Rochers to measure, so you'd have to see. Where's my last little one gone? Come on, where are you? It's fell somewhere. It'll turn up in a minute or two, so I'll leave that one off until it turns up. Okay, so the next colour just is again 4 and 15/16 by 1 and 5/8. No, it's quite under. It's 16s, this one. So where have you gone? Oh no, I want to do these middle bits, don't I? Oh, no, that's not it. Sorry. Okay, so these card layers are 1.5 by 2 and 15/16. So this is for the contrast. I'm going to put these in here. So giving it equal increments. Now it is very, very slight, the amount of card top and bottom, but it will give the effect because when you have got the cut, you've got your 1/8 of an inch or your yeah, I think 1/8 between it, so that it looks nice. Okay, so that's your card layers. Just showing that green through there. And then the contrasting colours of your DSP is 1 1/4 by 2 and 11/16. Now, if you're unfamiliar with 16s, you will find that if you just put it to 2 3/4 and pull it back 1 mark, that is those little marks in between your 8s are your 16s if you're unsure. Sorry, it made it to 16s. Well, this is just how it worked out. So we've got this contrasting colour going off in the middle now. I don't know where that one has gone yet. As I say, it will turn up and we'll put it on when it turns up. Okay, right, so now where's this one gone? This might be it. So 1 9/16. Yeah, so this is 1 9/16. Actually, this would probably the front one there. No, it's not. No, it's not. So should it be? Let's see. 1 9/16 by your 4 and 15/16. I'm going to stick that on first. Move that out of the way. Again, making sure that we've got equal increments. There we go. And then the DSP to go on top of that is your 1 3/8 by 4 and 11/16. Yeah, just doubly making sure. Yeah, that's it. Equal increments. Right, now we're going to only do 3 in the matching bit here, like I did on the back. So these are, let me just glue this and I'll tell you in a minute. Let's put this on here. Okay, so these are, where's it gone? Is that my missing one? Oh, I've just found my missing one, so I'll just place my missing one on now. It was down here. I told you it'd turn up, didn't I? And it did. So put that there. Right, come on, where are you? 1 inch by your 4 and 15/16. So we'll just place these 2 on at the moment because I can see these 2. Equal increments. Okay, and your DSP is just 4 and 11/16 by your 3/4, and that's going to go on there, giving that nice border all the way around. Okay, and another one. I'm really loving how it's really making it pop. The navy blue against it, the night of navy. Okay, there we go. And then I'm going to bend it this way, and we've got another one, the same. And that's going to go on that bit. There. So as I say, you want 3 of these because we're going to put DSP on the others, the other DSP on the others. Let's do that there. I want to keep all those together so that I've got the sizes. And that on there. Right, so on the front I have done the card layers. On the back I'm just sticking to doing it with DSP. So let me just remove that a minute. So it's exactly the same as the card layers. So there's 2. One should be bigger. That's the bigger side. So the outer one is the bigger size. So that is the same as your card layer, and your card layer was what's it? So that is 1 5/8 by your 4 and 15/16. I'm going to put that on there, and I'm going to do the other one, which I'll just put the glue on and then measure it again for you. goes at the other side. It's 4 11/16 by your 1 9/16. So that's going to go there, the next big panel. And of course you add your 1 inch by your 4 15/16, and that's going to go there. Just thought it finished it off with DSP on both sides. Right, and we've got your panels, and your panels, I'll tell you in a minute, they were 1.5 by 2 15/16. So I've got 2 of those panels go here. There we go, and then you've got your panels for these 4 now, and they were 1.5 by 7/8, and you wanted 4 of those, and they're just going to go here. We've just got 4. Now look, as I'll cut these a different way. So I forgot when I was doing those. So we'll do 2 opposites. So that will be up and down like that one. And then this one will be laid flat like the other one. Okay. Right, so that's the back of the card, and this is the front of the card. Now I did put some white on here. I haven't measured that out. I forgot to measure that out, so we'll do that in a bit. So the top of the bottom of the box. So let's fold it in now, because it's dried now. So put the bottom in. Now, if it's giving you some problems in fastening it, just get your scissors and only very, very slightly take the slightest bit off. You don't, can you see how much I've taken off? Just the slightest bit, because you want it to stay closed, and if you take too much off, it will be too loose. So we're going to pop that in. There we go. Now it's gone in fully, and I'm now going to put that on. So that is 1 inch by 1 inch. So we want a piece of card that 2 pieces of card that's 1 inch by 1 inch. I'm going to stick that on the bottom. Okay, oops, back in. Okay, and then it's 3/4 by 3/4 you want for your DSP. And just stick those equal increments in there. Okay, and then can do the top. So just test it. You see the top fastens, so test it first, but if you've got, like I had the trouble there, just take that slightest bit off. You do not want to take it off if you don't have to. So it's better if it's tighter. It doesn't seem to be a problem to undo, so you're all right with that. Okay, and then let's put that on my list of all my sizes. Oops, slipped a bit. put it back in the centre, and then we're going to put this on. Okay. There we go, 3/4 by 3/4. Okay, so make sure you have got your box to the right hand side, and this is going to be like that sitting in your box. Okay, so now we're going to decorate. So first of all, I've done already the actually the center sentiments. So I've used my punch to punch out the sentiments. So I think actually I did. I'll just double check. Yeah, I stuck those upon dimensional, so we'll do the same. So let's just have some dimensionals. I'm just going to put them down the middle. Okay, so these are going down the middle. I'm just going to put 3 on to make sure that it stays in place. Now, as I say, it fits 3 Lindor chocolates, and if you've heard me talk in the past, I don't just design for designing's sake. I always design with a purpose. So I actually made this card for a birthday card, and the chocolates that's inside it are the brand new Irish cream lint. So I'm going to pop this again so we don't get in the same places. So I've already done that, so those 2 pop out. That will be like that. So now for decorating. Now with golf, I have not got any golfing things at all. I only have the paper. As I say, I didn't buy the country. So out of the counting sheep, so that was another free one, I actually cut the flags, and this little tuft of grass that I'm putting on here is from the home and garden set. So I've used the home and garden set with the flag, and I'm going to put this flag at the bottom, and I've got some little tufts of grass. Oh no, I might do that. Let's have a look. So I'm going to put, there's 2 types of grass. There's the bigger one and there's a little one. So I'm just going to see what I think about putting something there. Right, now I have the under the umbrella, and I thought the golfing, because we've got the T's in the yellow and the red, I decided this is my golfing umbrella. So I'm just going to stick this flat, and what I've done is I cut out the umbrella, cut out the what's it called, I won't say stand, and I know it's not stand, the rod, the stick, whatever it is, I can't think. I cut that out in silver, and then I cut a little bit out in black for the angle to make it different. So I'm going to put the golfing brolly, and these shoes were well dressed, I think they were called, and I thought, well, I'm going to stick, they're like golfing shoes, so I thought we'll have those as golfing shoes. And gonna stick another shoe at the top up here, a different angle, so we'll put it up like that. And there were some gloves from you have golfing gloves, so I'm going to put some golfing gloves down here as well, and I think I'll stick a bit of grass in between there as well. So stick some grass going off in there, and then we've got this little bit where I've got some more flags, so I'm going to stick 2 more of the flags. So stick the flags going this way this time, and stick, so look, the smaller grass on this time. So in fact, actually, I think I'll pinch the bigger one, change my mind, I'll put the little one there. So I've done bigger ones on there. Come on. Oh, I do need to do it that way because it works better with the grass. Come on, got stuck up now. That be okay. And then I've got one more. So what's it called? There is a set that's got a load of letters in. I can't think of what it is. It's got letters and numbers. Fancy they are. And I cannot honestly remember. So let me just have a look what it's called. Make a Difference. It's called Make a Difference. So I actually use the numbers to go on the flags with that set. So any little numbers that will fit on it for the holes of that. There we go. I've got some gloves. I'm going to leave those, I think. So that's a male version of it. So the female version is very fancy. So I'll just bring in the female version again and show you the female version. So the female version is very fancy. I've used butterflies out of Beauty Abounds. The sprigs is from Frame Ferrets. The two, I can never remember the die set. It's got some rectangles in it and these shapes in it. I forgot it again, sorry. And I put some bows on and some gems, and these little flowers I got from a set, and the different ones, and these more butterflies. And then on the back I have done the where to write and the sentiment, and they are 1 3/8 by 4 and 4, 5, 6, 7 16ths, and just did something fancy there. And then this box, I will have to do another video showing you how to make the box, but I've not finished yet because I'm going to fill this. So this one, I'm not putting Ferrero Rochers in this one. I am going to fill it with Haribos, but I don't want to put Haribos straight in there. So I'm just going to get some hand sanitizer now and just clean up my hands first. So I'm just going to rub those together first, just get my hands clean so that I can touch food. Okay. So I want to make a liner for inside here. So I've got some foil, and the box is 1 by 1. So what I'm going to do is bring in my trimmer, bring in my foil, my trimmer the other way around, and thread this underneath. Okay, so I want to make this roughly 5 inches, so it's going to be a bit more than 5 inches. So I'm going to cut, and I can get it at 5 inches, so I'm going to do that at 5 inches. Of course it's actually 5 inches, but I'm going to do 7 inches, so I'm going to do 7 inches. So I've done it 5 by 7 inches. Okay, so there we go. Move that out of the way a minute. 5 by 7 inches. I'm just going to make sure that this is 5. Oh, I should have done it down, shouldn't I? Let's see if it'll still work. No, I'm going to do another. Now I've got a straight edge, so that works. So let's do it 5 by 7 inches. Okay, 5 by 7 inches. Okay, there's my 5 and 7 inches. Okay, let's move that out of the way, and then I'm going to score it at 1 inch. So 1 inch. I've done it properly. Oh, I'm not having much fun, am I? So I'm going to fold it at 1 inch, roughly. That's it. So I'm just going to fold it round. Don't forget your foil. So it doesn't matter that it's not precise. I'm just going to keep rolling it until we have none left. And then I'm just going to bend up 1 inch. And that will be all right there. So I've got a line to go to. So there we go. I'm just going to gently tear up to where I've done that inch. Okay, and then I'm just going to form it. So I'll bring my box back in, and I'm just gently going to form it in to the box. So this will keep the sweets from touching the cardboard at the bottom. We're gonna fold it in and round, and then this one gonna be round the top. Let's just get that. And then this I've not done it. So you've got to keep it, try and keep it square, and I'm just going to push these in now. So I've managed to make more or less a square, and what I'm going to do then is push this into my box. Right, now that's more or less at the bottom, so just going to move out my trimmer. Okay, and then I'm going to open up my Haribos. won't open up, so let's cut into it. Okay, and I'm going to stuff as many as these will fit in here as possible. That's a bit. I'm going to see, I'm needing I want slimmer ones. The only thing that's slim out of here, oh, there's quite a few slim ones, I can see them now. Will that fit in? Yeah. It's a slimmer one. That's the slimmer one. So when you get to the top, just bend that over to keep them in. Actually, they'll fit more in there. So I'm pushing that down now. And I'm just going to wrap these. So the foil that I made a bit of a mess with, I'll just wrap some in there now. And fit those on the top. So then close up my box. So now I've got Haribos in here as a gift. And they're in the foil, so it's not touching the card, so it's food safe. Okay, so there, we've got those in there. Move those out of the way. So that's an idea for a mail card. I hope you like it. Please give me a thumbs up if you liked it, so that's my mail card with, and then it will fold into my box like this, which I will make another day, and I will put my sentiments on the back, but it's been a long video, so I will do the sentiments off camera. Thank you so much for dropping by. I do appreciate that you've watched my video. Hope you like my new creation. As I say, give me a thumbs up and stay safe, take care. Bye for now.